Hello and welcome to the Boss Squad show with your girl, Kubi Springer. This show is sponsored by Big Jam Studios, Be Green Green Green, and She Builds Brands. Now, guys, I am uber excited. Why? Because it's our first show, plus I've got not one, not two, not three, but four amazing contributors in the studio with me. And you guys watching are the fifth contributor. So you might be wondering, Cube, what's this all about and how does it work? Well, the Boss Squad show is designed for people who are like me and you, who are running businesses, who have big dreams and even bigger desires. So if you run a business, work for a business, or maybe thinking about launching a business, this is the show for you. Now, today's show is really special because we're not only just kicking off the first show, but we're also talking about something that is dear to all of our hearts, which is COVID-19. The question that we're going to be asking a little bit later in the show is, how do you overcome fear? I mean, I don't know about you, child, but every time I turn on the news, I'm like, Jesus, help us. Like, how do you overcome fear? And one of the things I'm really proud of is that myself and my team at She Builds Brands have pulled together a COVID-19 small business survivor pack. We really felt that we wanted to give you guys something that was going to help you on the journey. So in the survivor pack, it includes everything from loans that are available to you. And trust me, there are loans out there. It includes insurance and tax relief. It also includes things like, how do you create an effective contingency plan? So go ahead, if you're not already a part of the Boss Squad membership, make sure that you do download and basically, find out how you can get hold of this membership pack, because it is for you. Now, talking of members, I have got this here because I'm also going to be looking and reading out what you guys are saying. So give me a little minute and let's just check out who is online. Oh, Lord, feedback, child. Don't you just love live TV? Okay, let me do a little bit of a shout out. I can see that Sweet Mam Bo is on. Hey, gorgeous, how are you? I can also see that we've got quite a few people. Marsha is on. Hey, Marsha, baby. So do this, my darlings. Put down not only who you are, but where you are in the world. So, for example, I'd be like, hey, I'm Kubi, and I'm in the UK, all right? So let me know where you are in the world, and I will shout out your country, and I will shout you out as well. Throughout the show, you can participate in every single segment. So what are the segments? Let's get into it. We have a segment that I think is kind of cool. It's called Do We Love It? This is where we look at the latest brands and we ask the question, do we love it? Or does this brand need rescuing? And I want you to chime in as well, okay? I know you guys, the Boss Squad, like you're full of conversation, right? So make sure you chime in as we're talking about it and tell us whether or not you love the brand or whether it needs rescuing. And then, right at the end of the show, for those of you who've been DMing me going, where's Ask Kubi? Well, it's still here. At the end of the show, we're going to have Ask Kubi, where you can ask any questions you want, and me and my experts will answer them for you. Whew, sounds like it's going to be busy. I'm telling you. Before we get to any of that, let's go to our first segment. She's the Boss. She's the Boss is where we look at some amazing women. And I wanted to kick off the first show looking at somebody who I think is just killing the game. Everybody, everywhere knows Rihanna. But did you know that Rihanna at the moment is the wealthiest female artist in the world? I mean, Beyonce, sit on down. Madonna, sit down. Like, Rihanna is killing the game. Currently, she is worth 600 million, which I think is amazing. I've got some great stats. I want to pull up my stats. You know, people, I love my stats, right? Let's get up some Rihanna stats. So, here we go. In 2014, Rihanna signed a 1 million partnership deal with Puma. You guys might remember that she went on as their creative director, which was an amazing move. But the one that I love more than anything is the deal that she did with LVMH. In 2017, Rihanna signed up with LVMH. Now, this is what she did that was uber smart. She didn't just sign an endorsement deal. She invested some of her own money into the partnership. She invested $3 million into her new company, Fenty Beauty. And as a result, she has 15% stake in the company. So she launched Fenty Beauty, not just as the face of the brand, not just somebody who's in the brand, but somebody who has an invested stake in the brand. Not only did she do that and kill the game with that, but then in 2019, she decided to do Fenty clothing. Now, I don't know if you have actually seen this photo shoot and if you've seen this show, but if you haven't, I've got a short little clip for you now. Let's watch it and then let's talk about it.
Do you want me?
All right, Boss Squad, we are back. I loved that clip from Fenty Beauty. If you're on Instagram, you can see all the behind stuff that's going on. Now, this is what I want us to take up from Rihanna, which is this. When you're looking at diversifying and you're looking to do partnerships, don't just be a face of a brand, but also look at how you can take your own investments to invest in the organization so that you have stake in the success. All right, let's move on to our next person. You guys may or may not know this lady. Her name is Karen Bowen. Karen Bowen is an award-winning interior designer. She's based in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm telling you what I say, I have like a girl crush on this person. Like, you know when you're having those down days and you're like, man, what am I gonna watch? Who's gonna inspire me? Like a lot of you go, Kubi, who inspires you? Well, child, Karen Bowen inspires me. Check out a clip from her YouTube and then let's talk about it.
Some of our audience looks at me and they're like, I love seeing you and that's what I want. I want to go to client meetings and wear heels all day and have a team that works with me and juggle multiple projects and work on these high-end projects and stuff like that. And they can do it too, but just know how much work it actually took me to get to here. Whatever it is that people see. After 9 years of building my business, I turned the camera on a couple of years ago, but what people didn't see was the early days, the long hours and the blood, sweat, and tears, and the sacrifice, and the risk, and the loss, and the failure. They just see the glory and the accolades and the shiny side of it without seeing all the work that had to happen in order to build it. There isn't a formula for business success or entrepreneurial success. So many of you guys have been asking me, like, what courses should I take? How do I get to where you are? What do I need to do? Do you have any recommendations? You can't look at someone and go, okay, if I do these courses and then I do this is a next step and this is a next step and this is the next step, that's going to guarantee success. That's not how it goes if you want to have your own business. There isn't a roadmap for it. There isn't a guidebook. There isn't an exam that you can pass and then become an entrepreneur. It's like you really just learn by doing. That is the cold, hard truth.
See you. Prayer for parenting. Hello and welcome back to the Boss Squad with your girl, Kubi Springer. This show is sponsored by She Builds Brands, BBB Green and Big Jam Studios. Now, if you just joined us on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, then right now we're in the middle of She's the Boss. We were just playing a clip from Karen Bowen's YouTube channel. And I love Karen because what she's done, and this is what I want us to learn, is how to use your social media as an integral part of your business. There's a really interesting statistic. 70% of customers much rather looking at your social media content than they do an advert. So what does that mean, guys? It means that when you're looking at your social media, don't look at like an add-on to your business, but look at how you can take the customers on the journey as you're building your brand, particularly during these difficult times. Like, don't try and play like, I got this and I'm all good. Like, no. Use social media to take them behind the scenes. Let them see how you're evolving your business and diversifying your business as we get through these turbulent times. I really want to encourage you to do what Karen's done and really make YouTube and Instagram an integral part of your business. All right, last lady, are you ready? Drum roll, please. All right, this lady is called June Sarpong. I love June to bits. For those of you who are international, June Sarpong is a British broadcaster. She started her career on MTV. She was at MTV when I was at the Mobo Awards as head of marketing for Mobos. So I've known June for about 20 years. In fact, recently I bumped into her at an International Women's Day event at Facebook. And it was really lovely to see June after all of these years. We got talking about what she's been doing. Currently, she is head of diversity at the BBC, and she's also done a great programme with the Financial Times around diversity. So let's jump to a little clip with June's programme, and then we'll talk about it after this.
I'm June Sarpong, and I'm the author of Diversify. I was disabled for 4 years of my life. When I was a teenager, I was hit by a car. Didn't walk for 2 years, and then I had to wear a neck brace for another 2. The thing that was just so strange about it for me was the way people reacted towards me after the accident. The way people treated me, I almost saw a kind of dumbing down. It was the most bizarre thing, and I think that experience is what has made me so passionate about this issue, because I wasn't any different as a person, but the world certainly reacted to me in that way. This is a quote from George Bush, not somebody I quote often, and this quote was in relation to African-American kids in the inner cities, but what he spoke about was the soft bigotry of low expectations. And that really applies to our disabled community.
We've looked at gender, we've looked at BAME, we're now looking at disability.
Could you imagine having 500 Sheryl Sandbergs leaning in for disability and with disability? We would get this done.
Yeah.
If we want disability to be meaningfully at the business table, we need the leaders.
It's got to be the leader.
The uncomfortable truth is they don't exist. I believe, and many do, that the diversity and inclusion agenda is very difficult for business when we're pitting humanity against each other. This year we'll do gender. Next
we'll
year
do race.
We'll do race. Next year we'll do LGBTQ. What are we talking about? A la carte and pick and mix inclusion? Are you kidding me? Since when did we think it was okay to have a hierarchy of exclusion or inclusion?
Hello and welcome back to the Boss Squad. Now, we were just looking at a clip from June Sarpong's programme with the Financial Times. And what I really love about what June's doing is she's been unapologetic about looking at diversity in the workplace. You know, those of us who work in this area, we know that diversity is not a tick box, it is about profits. So yeah, if you've got diversity in your workplace, maybe check out what June's been doing and see if you can collect, because I think what she's doing is amazing. All right, guys, so the 3 women that we covered today, we covered Rihanna, because at the end of the day, she's killing the game in terms of her partnership deals. We covered Karen Bowen, who uses social media really effectively when it comes to building her brand. And we covered June Sarpong, who's been unapologetic about diversity. We're going to go to an ad break, and when I come back at the other side, I'm joined by my special guests. We have Aruj Ahmed, Jeanette Roberts, Maria Purcell and Nadine Goodin. These ladies are going to be joining me after the ad break. Go and enjoy, and I'll see you on the other side.
At Be Green Green Green, we believe that being environmentally friendly is much more than simple cliches. We are responsible for our own future, as well as for leaving a clean and livable environment in the hands of coming generations. And solar energy can help us do just that. To find out how switching to solar can help you store energy and make savings of up to 70% on your electricity bills, log on to begreengreengreen.com.
Are you worried about how your brand is going to survive COVID-19? Well, Don't worry, child. Let me and my team help you out. We've pulled together a small business survival guide. It's a downloadable PDF available for all the members of Kubi.tv. In the guide, we've got information on loans that are available, tax and insurance information that small businesses and self-employed people need to be aware of. Plus, we've got details on how you can pull together your business contingency plan. It's uber important that you get support during these difficult times, and the Small Business Survival Guide has been designed just for you. So go ahead and download it right now on Kubi.tv. Hello and welcome back to the Boss Squad. This show is sponsored by Big Jam Studios, Be Green 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 and She Builds Brands. If you have just joined us, where have you been? We're like 15 minutes into the show. We've already covered some amazing women in business, from Rihanna to Karen Bowen to June Sapong, and now I've got not one, not two, not three. Yes, three amazing ladies. How are you? I can count, just about. I was going to do a fourth, but Maria's up in a minute. So let's go from you, Nadine. Tell everybody who you are and what you do. Tell the ladies.
So I'm Nadine. I'm an entrepreneur, and among other things, I'm the COO of Be Green Green Green.
Which is lovely. So thank you so much for sponsoring the show.
You're so welcome.
Tell us, what is Be Green Green Green?
So our mission is to inspire people to engage with climate control, really get an understanding of what's going on, and then also to empower them with some knowledge to know, how you can get involved, what we can do to make a change. How you can change to solar renewable energy to create a greener, brighter future for us and our children.
I love that. I love that. Don't we love that, ladies?
Yeah, let's just survive this virus. But yeah,
If we get past that, then
then we can go back to green.
Yeah, then we go back to
let's
green.
save some money on your electricity and maybe make some too.
Yeah, which is important, right? Because everybody's going to be home. A lot of countries are on lockdown.
That's so true. The bills will be going up. So, renewable can bring your bills down and maybe bring some coins in also.
I like that so much. Again, thank you so much for you, Be Green Green Green, for sponsoring the Boss Squad show. Jeanette, my darling.
Hi.
How many times have I wanted to say Janet?
Loads.
Has loads of people done that to you?
Yes, yes.
Like
yes,
Janet
yeah.
Jackson?
Yeah, no, not quite.
Not
but
quite.
Hi.
So what do you do, babe?
So yeah, I'm Jeanette. I run a local business, a pub in Kent, and I'm a licensee in hospitality.
I love
So
that.
yes.
I thought it was so important, Jeanette, having you on, especially because later on we're going to talk about COVID-19 and some of the solutions. But yeah, how are you holding out?
We're okay at the moment, not panicking, just making sure we're bringing them in and having a good time, not worrying too much.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Now, Arouge, babe, you were on the pilot.
Yes, we were. An interesting one.
It was. You know how many people were like, your face at the end when I was giggling? Did you guys see the pilot?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Great.
Normally I'm not the serious one, but I was trying. But hey.
It was good. On the pilot, I didn't introduce you. So tell the other ladies like what you do.
I'm a Rouge, and I have a company called Rouge Edge. So basically, I am quite similar field to Kubi. So I specialise in brand marketing and anything to do with retail.
Yeah, I love that. And you're really good at what you do.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, no, I try.
I
try, right?
Arouge and I met each other at an event, and it's like the minute we met each other, we were like, I get you.
Yeah.
I get you.
We were finishing each other's sentences.
Yeah, and it was on a
Soul
panel. I'd never met before, and we were like, literally finish each other's sentences. Amazing. All right, so let's kick off with this segment, which is entitled Do We Love It? All right, Nadine, do you want to kick off with the first product?
Okay, so Mindset by Dr. Carol S. Dweck. It's about mindset. Have you got a fixed mindset or a growth mindset, and what the difference is and how it can help you. Having a fixed mindset is basically seeing things literally as they are and getting stuck in it, whereas a growth mindset is how can you learn from your situations, how can we grow through everything, see everything as an opportunity. So I'm going to read a little snippet.
Yeah, please do, because even on Instagram, they want to know. So go ahead.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Okay, so she says, one 7th grade girl summed it up. I think intelligence is something you have to work for. It isn't just given to you. Most kids, if they're not sure of an answer, will not raise their hand to answer the question. But what I usually do is raise my hand, because if I'm wrong, then my mistake will be corrected. Or I'll raise my hand and say, how would this be solved? Or I don't get this, can you help me? Just by that, I'm increasing my intelligence.
I love that.
So the point is, when you don't know something, don't feel afraid and be recessive and go into yourself, that's the time to learn. You know, being the smartest person in the room doesn't help you. Being the person among others that have wisdom, that can guide us, as we do here as well, you know, we learn from each other when we grow through that. And that's the whole basis of the book.
I love this book. I mean, I've written all over it. You've got it as well at home, right? Yeah, I have. I've written it. I'm like, this is great. Really amazing.
I do that.
Isn't it important, particularly right now, to have a growth mindset?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I think it's the only
definitely.
thing that's going to get us through certain situations. You know, what can we take from things, what we can learn, and not just for the adults out there, the business people, for kids also. You know, if we start them off in this way of thinking, they're going to just sponge it up and take everything from every opportunity, from every failure, from every loss, still grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say the worst thing to be is tunnel visioned.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ultimate worst.
Yes.
And there's quite a lot of people that are, and if you're tunnel visioned and you don't see the bigger picture, then you're going to have
You're missing
problems.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
definitely.
Patrice on Instagram, she's saying, I love this. Like love with like a 5 million E's on it. Thank you, Miss Patrice. In addition, we have Toyin has said, are we going to get that advice? Toyin asks Kubi is at the end of the show, love. Yes, we're going to be giving you some advice. But also we're going to be talking about COVID-19 in a little bit as well. I thought that she'd be talking about survival pack for the businesses with COVID-19. Child, will you give us 2 minutes? The answer is yes. We will get to that, I promise you, after the next ad break. Who else we got on? Mercy _ Kubi is from South Africa. So big shout out to you.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, let's move on to the next product. What we got, Aruj?
Okay, lover of fashion, anything fancy? Okay, so I've got a bag here from Falden, and it's the latest luxury that is eco and beautiful. So I'm a big fan of handbags. So basically you're walking around carrying it, and then suddenly you need a little bit of extra shopping you've done on holiday, or you're just business, and voila.
Yes.
You've got this amazing foldable and unfoldable bag that you can carry around. It smells like leather, but actually it's made from 100% recyclable products. So coffee cups, various other things. So totally 100% vegan, eco-friendly, and it's just got a gorgeous design to it, actually. So perfect for me for when I'm traveling on holidays. I'm trying to stuff as much space as I can. So it's quite nice, actually.
What do you reckon?
What I like about it is, even though it's been folded up, when you open it up, it actually looks like the pattern's meant to be there. I think that makes it look so much nicer.
It's got some amazing colours. It's got this bright red. You're in a campaign in it, right?
I am in a campaign, yes. You segmented me so well.
Right, sorry.
I love Aruj. She's like, there you go, babe.
Yeah, but it's got this gorgeous red colour and this green. So it's actually really nice. It smells like leather.
Yeah, it does. It's great. I love the fact that it's from renewable sources. So, you know, it's eco-friendly. I'm loving that.
Absolutely. So since Aruj talked about this campaign that I'm in, myself and some other phenomenal women were asked to do a campaign for International Women's Day for Falcon Bag. Let's check it out and then we'll talk more about it.
I'm a tax lawyer,
business owner and founder.
I'm an inventor,
Opera director,
producer,
a cancer survivor.
I'm an international speaker.
I'm an artist,
negotiator,
business owner, a photographer,
perhaps a difficult woman,
facialist, entrepreneur,
And a feminist. A guilty feminist.
I'd say the daily challenge is the constant juggle of being a mother, a wife.
finding more hours to sleep.
To maintain a very healthy lifestyle.
I have to try and squeeze everything in 24 hours because I really need 35.
My challenge is time zones. My clients are everywhere. And in between all of that, I've got to juggle a 7-year-old.
I know the world doesn't need another bag, and I was not trying to create one. I was trying to find a solution to a challenge of a modern person who is busy running around, juggling life, and needs that one bag that is light and beautiful and a little bit more sustainable.
Welcome back to the Boss Squad. If you've just joined us, well, we're halfway. Right now, I am with Aruj Ahmed, Jeanette Roberts, and Nadine Goodin. And we're in the segment where we're asking the question, do we love it or does that brand need rescuing? Now, ladies, before I get to you, I want to do some shout outs because people are just talking on the gram. Ryan Gordon Coach has joined. Hey, Ryan, welcome to the Boss Squad. Sweet Guilty Angelica. I like your handle. Yeah. Right? Come on now. A little bit of everything. She says with her earpiece coming out. Love technology. She's given us some love hearts eyes with this. So I take it that you love it. What do we reckon? Do we love it or does the brand need rescuing?
Okay, so I'm a little bit mixed on this. I love the concept and the idea. It definitely looks great. Pro this eco and non-leather. However, I have looked at the price point and I think that they should revisit this price point. I know it's luxury, and also going on the website is so difficult to understand why it's eco-friendly. So I think it needs a little bit of rescuing.
So basically, call a Rouge.
Yeah.
For your website.
Yeah, 100%.
Call a Rouge.
Plug.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you reckon, Jeanette? You love it?
Yeah, I like it. I love it. I just think it looks good when it's unfolded. It's obviously versatile to be able to pack out some stuff in it, and yeah, I'm a fan. I'm
nice.
a fan.
Okay, we're out of time, Nadine. So
Love
love.
it.
Love. Okay, I think we're loving this bag. Let us know on Instagram. Do you love it or does it need rescuing? I am going to say, since Rouge brought it up, that it does cost £500. So tell us, what do you think? Love it or need rescuing? Personally, I love Falcon. Love you. All right, one person on here, Adelaide, has said, hey, ladies, bless from Adelaide Mackenzie, who's an amazing singer. We love Adelaide. Yes. All right, we come to the end of the segment. We're going to go to an ad break. When we come back on the other side, the topic of the week. I'm going to be introducing an amazing woman to join us on the panel, and we're asking the question, how do we overcome fear? COVID-19, what are some of the things that you can be doing in your micro businesses, your small businesses, and also as an entrepreneur? All of that after this.
At Be Green Green Green, we believe that being environmentally friendly is much more than simple cliches. We are responsible for our own future, as well as for leaving a clean and livable environment in the hands of coming generations. And solar energy can help us do just that. To find out how switching to solar can help you store energy and make savings of up to 70% on your electricity bills, log on to begreengreengreen.com.
Are you worried about how your brand is going to survive COVID-19? Well, don't worry, child. Let me and my team help you out. We've pulled together a small business survival guide. It's a downloadable PDF available for all the members of Kubi.tv. In the guide, we've got information on loans that are available, tax and insurance information that small businesses and self-employed people need to be aware of. Plus, we've got details on how you can pull together your business contingency plan. It's uber important that you get support during these difficult times, and the Small Business Survival Guide has been designed just for you. So go ahead and download it right now on Kubi.tv. Hello and welcome back to the Boss Squad with your girl Kubi Springer. This show is sponsored by Big Jam Studios, Be Green Green Green, and She Builds Brands. Now in the studio I have got three amazing ladies with me. In fact, I had one in, I swapped her out and I got another. So welcome, Maria. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. Now you've got kind of dual roles.
Yes.
Yes. You want to tell everybody what you do?
So by day, I am the co-founder of The Hood. So we have recently launched Girlhood the Journal, which is part journal, part guide, looking at guiding teenage girls through the kind of puberty years. So that's out at the moment. And then by night, well, not really by night, but my other day job is I work at Facebook as well on the workplace team, leading the commercial sales organisation.
Thank you so much for bringing both hats to the table.
Yes, I'm here. What do you need?
So let's talk about COVID-19, right? It's a really serious issue. Maria, I want to start with you because you work for Facebook, you work for Workplace by Facebook, which has a really robust system for people to be able to work remotely. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And then by day and night, you also have your own business. How are you coping?
So I think one of the things, so I'm actually on maternity leave right now. So I mean, I've been self-isolating for about 3 months.
I love that.
But what's been really cool, we've always had a very flexible working arrangement at Facebook, just by nature. Tech kind of goes with you everywhere. So we're actually quite fortunate in that. Work doesn't stop for us, but we're very cognizant that it's not the same for our customers, right? Like, they are facing some real challenging things, especially with frontline workers from factories and people who are out there actually still needing to talk to customers and deliver to customers. So I think from a Facebook side of things, that we have this remote working solution, which is Workplace by Facebook. We're just making sure that we are doing everything we can to make it as accessible to everybody as well. We recently announced that it connects to Portal, which is our kind of video voice device that we've put out. So again, it's just an easier way. And I'm quite excited, actually. I think once this is blown over, I love the fact that it's actually going to be showing employers remote working does actually work.
Yes.
I can actually work from home. I mean, I'm a parent, so I'm all for the whole working from home when you can.
Yeah.
So I actually think it's a great opportunity to actually show what we can do in the non-conventional sense for work and what actually does work.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think opportunity is the key word.
Opportunity, exactly.
Right? Because you and I had a phone call the other day when I roped you into the show.
Yes.
And we were, I didn't steal away from her baby. Well, maybe I did. and we were talking about the fact that it is scary, but it is also an opportunity. Would you agree with that, Jeanette?
It is scary, but you have to kind of contain your fear, especially within customers, within the trade I do, running a business, a pub. You don't want your customers to feel that fear, and equally your children, because obviously my pub's below my home, so I have to find the happy medium. So yeah, I do think it is scary.
I mean, we've been talking a lot on Kubi TV. We've got this survivor guide, and contingency planning is one of the things that's at the front of the survivor guide. For you, Arooj, what are you doing around contingency planning? Have you done any in the past?
I have done in the past, but I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. And I think that's the key thing with all businesses. Sometimes you have to have this mindset of being prepared and always being ready, but sometimes you just don't expect things like this. But just like the book, mindset's really, really important. Knowing that there's an obstacle, you can also have a look at and think, well, there's an opportunity to maybe do business differently. So for me, I know that, if I'm delivering trainings to my clients, it's now maybe an opportunity to give them offline. Also means in the long term, like remote learning, maybe actually delivering services in a different way could be better. I know it's pushing me to suddenly learn skills that, need to be better at webinars and things like this. So I think it's about taking that opportunity to learn. It can be scary, but you take the punches and you roll with them.
But with me, obviously everything you're saying is great for yours, but for my business, I need those people through the door. So for that kind of business, getting those people through the door, keeping them there, keeping them, there feeling safe is paramount. It's a different kind of, there's no other option for my business.
You know what's interesting, Jeanette? I was having a conversation with my mum. My mum and dad live in Spain, and where they live is kind of the equivalent of like a Covent Garden, in that there's just shops and restaurants and bars everywhere. And one of the things that my mum was saying that all of the restaurants have just kicked into doing is home delivery, including the wine bars. So it might be that even with pubs and places that traditionally are expecting people to walk through the door, that maybe the whole business model needs to be kind of shaken up a little bit because of this. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right?
You have to think out of the box.
Yeah.
You do have to
It
think
is
out
the
of the
time
box.
to think out of the box.
Sky taking away all the football for us. We're a big pub on a Saturday afternoon with the football playing, watching the scores come in. So we've got to think of different things. I'm contemplating bingo, keeping them in, playing a bit of bingo. But,
and maybe some, wine to go.
Yes,
so you can deliver some wine to my house. That might be quite nice.
Any excuse.
To my house.
I might stay and not go back though.
Yeah, I get that, babe. I get that. All right, we want to know, what do you think? Like, how are you coping with the fair? What sort of changes are you going to be putting in place in your business? And if you are panicking, then we want to reassure you that there are loans available. There are tax reliefs that are happening globally. Each one of the governments around the world are looking at how they can support small businesses. And we at Kubi TV take this very seriously. So we do have the information pack that you can download. But we're going to talk about it a little bit more, coming up with some solutions and some takeaways. All of that after the ad break.
Be Green, 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 we believe that being environmentally friendly is much more than simple cliches. We are responsible for our own future, as well as for leaving a clean and livable environment in the hands of coming generations. And solar energy can help us do just that. To find out how switching to solar can help you store energy and make savings of up to 70% on your electricity bills, log on to begreengreengreen.com.
Are you worried about how your brand is going to survive COVID-19? Well, don't worry, child. Let me and my team help you out. We've pulled together a small business survival guide. It's a downloadable PDF available for all the members of Kubi.tv. In the guide, we've got information on loans that are available, tax and insurance information that small businesses and self-employed people need to be aware of. Plus, we've got details on how you can pull together your business contingency plan. It's uber important that you get support during these difficult times, and the Small Business Survival Guide has been designed just for you. So go ahead and download it right now on Kubi.tv. Hello and welcome back to the Boss Squad with your girl Kubi Springer. This show is sponsored by Big Jam Studios, Be Green, 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 and She Builds Brands. If you just joined us, we're talking about COVID-19 and how do we overcome fear. In the studio with me right now, I've got Aruj Ahmed, Jeanette Roberts, and Maria Purcell. I was going to call you something else, Maria. I don't know why. Yes, it is. Yes, I was going to say Nadine Goodin. No. So let's first of all let's just talk to some of the people on Instagram because they are talking to us. Ryan has said, firstly, to understand fear, it's important to understand its origins. And in case of COVID-19, that origin is separation, loneliness, and isolation. One opposite to fear is being connectiveness. So Ryan's talking about the importance of really not seeing yourself as being separate to everybody else and maybe finding a way to connect, which I think is really, really important. Do we agree?
Yes.
Yeah. I think there's different ways to connect. Yeah, you need to self-isolate, but we still have modern technology. WhatsApp calls, FaceTime, Skype, you can still do that. But I also think maybe this is an opportunity for connection with yourself. I think a lot of people are always on the run, always moving, work to work. It's an opportunity to maybe take a step, learn something new, read something new, catch up with the people in your family, or maybe even the kids, which I'm finding like my nephews and nieces are really enjoying with their parents.
Yeah, I like that. And I do think you're right. I think using technology to stay connected to people. And if you are feeling, you know, that you're not coping well, then to remember that there are helplines, you know, to pick up the phone. I had somebody tell me that she was feeling really anxious, and so she called the Samaritans, and she's never called them before. And those things are there, right? They're there to help us.
I think it's about keeping yourself occupied and going about like the stuff you would normally do just in a different setting. So yes, it could be 7 days, it could be 14 days, but I don't think nobody's being stopped from going outside of their house if they want to go sit outside and get a bit of fresh air, take the dog for a walk, that kind of thing. So I think it's about just keeping calm, carry on. No, it's about just making sure you're doing what you would normally do. It doesn't have to completely change just because you're at home or just because you're out of the office. And like you were saying, it is also a chance to chill and have a bit of downtime and be with yourself.
Do all your DIY, do all of the things
life DIY,
exactly. Life reflecting as well.
Yeah.
But I do think, and Jeanette, I'm sure you'll agree with me, that there are some people where if they're employed, that might be okay because they have a little bit of a financial cushion. But if they run their own business, they may not have the headspace to do that because they're thinking, actually, how do I divert? How do I look at multiple income streams? Like, what advice would we give to people in that state, do you think?
I think that everyone needs to understand we're all in it together. It's one of the first things for a very long time. You've got the fires in Australia. You've got all the different things that happen, the attacks in London. This is something that everyone globally seems to be in together. So we should be united. We should move forward together and find solutions together.
Yeah, absolutely. Maria, offline, we were talking about your supply chain, and you made a really interesting point about people thinking differently around the supply chain.
Yeah, I mean, so with the hood, so we launched the hood literally a week ago. So probably not the best time. Yeah, thank you. It's going really well. It's a Kickstarter, so it's going very differently. But we actually made, in hindsight, which was a very smart move, which was not to straight away decide we were going to get our product manufactured overseas. One, because it's our kind of passion project, it's our baby, so we wanted to be in there with the process, seeing the pages being printed and all over it, and being able to talk to our supplier face to face was really important, because a book like this has never really been done before, so we wanted to make sure it was exactly how we wanted. But what that has meant is now all of this is going on, it's completely fine for us, because our supply's just down the road, and we can literally walk in there and be like, everything good, still good, still good. And they also don't have to worry about fulfillment, because literally I'm going to go pick it up from them.
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of, for my supplies, it's printing. Like, yes, I could have got that done in China and a lot cheaper, and I could have got it shipped over, but there are a lot of suppliers based here in the UK now who are like, they're in the same boat.
Sure.
So I think there's still that option that you can, okay, cool, it might be a little bit more expensive, but at the moment people are willing to pay a bit more because of the situation that we're in. Just check Amazon Prime, it's got a bit ridiculous. But I'm buying nappies, not in the same kind of price point I was a week ago. But I think people are expecting, and I mean, this is what I really like as well, because people are expecting more, so they're happier to pay more and they're happier to go local, which I think hopefully will stick around a bit more. I think the high street some of the high street's really struggling, but then some of the high street is actually booming because they sell the basics that we need, that we would maybe normally get from Amazon. Like Tesco's.
Or like the little Asian shops are doing
I've
really
got two
well.
African shops on my
And
high
they're doing
street.
great.
And normally there's a few people in there getting the Maggi cubes, get a bit of super malt, then get some plantain. And, but now, I walked past the other day, it's rammed.
Yeah, but are they rammed because everyone's bought everything up from the main stores?
They're rammed, yeah,
Probably.
exactly. But
You will go into Tesco's, you go into the big stores, and everyone's panic buying, causing issues for everybody that can't get it.
Yeah.
You know, if you haven't got the storage, the money, if you haven't got the money to go and buy 2 weeks worth of food and you can only buy it daily, and you go in to get some pasta and it's not there, you're going to have to try the different shops and the villages and towns, which is great for them, but it's kind of...
It's
that's a good point. That's a good point.
It's
I think
it's good.
It spreads the wealth out a little bit more.
It does spread the wealth, but I do agree. There is a lot of panic buying. I think you've got to be a bit sensible. Do think about everybody else as well. Be quite considerate. But on supply chain side, there are a lot of companies that do actually have to manufacture outside. They might have specialist products. I think what's most important is in a time like this, because everyone's in it together, it is very good to be transparent with your customer. Let out messages that this is what's happening with our business. Tell them what to expect, what not to expect. I think frustration always comes when you're delivering a service, or service can be whatever they're expecting from your business and the relationship they have. So like any relationship, communicate.
I agree.
Tell them that, okay, we normally do X, Y, Z. At the moment, we're delayed. How does this impact you? We will try our best. Let us know, and we'll try to see how we can accommodate it.
Yeah.
So I understand if you can go local, fine, but there are a lot of people that are not. So definitely communicate to your customers.
And communicate to your staff
as
well, and your supply chain. I think communication is key. I think you're absolutely right, ladies, because everybody is experiencing this. Transparency will be so well received. I want to read out one thing that Adelaide has said on Instagram. She said, another root of fear is insecurity. Good time to look at what can be developed in your self-esteem, empowerment, and being positive and embracing all of who you are, what you have and what you're doing. That, Adelaide. That's nice, right? All right, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. COVID-19 and fear. And we're really going to be going into the segment that I call Ask Kubi. Now, I call it Ask Kubi because I've been doing it forever, but I've got some ladies joining me. So if you've got a particular fear, if you've got a question, Harooj talked about communication. Maybe you're thinking, how do I do that? Maria works at Facebook and she's been talking about technology. You might be thinking, which technology? Like if you've got a very specific question, land it to us on Instagram. Just put your comments in the comments box. If you're on Kubi TV, write your comments in the comments box. And if you're on YouTube, write your comments in the comments box. And we will answer your questions after this ad break. All of that after this.
At Be Green Green Green, we believe that being environmentally friendly is much more than simple cliches. We are responsible for our own future as well as for leaving a clean and livable environment in the hands of coming generations. And solar energy can help us do just that. To find out how switching to solar can help you store energy and make savings of up to 70% on your electricity bills, log on to begreengreengreen.com.
Are you worried about how your brand is going to survive COVID-19? Well, don't worry, child. Let me and my team help you out. We've pulled together a small business survival guide. It's a downloadable PDF available for all the members of Kubi.tv. In the guide, we've got information on loans that are available, tax and insurance information that small businesses and self-employed people need to be aware of. Plus, we've got details on how you can pull together your business contingency plan. It's uber important that you get support during these difficult times, and the Small Business Survival Guide has been designed just for you. So go ahead and download it right now on Kubi.tv. Hello and welcome back to the Boss Squad with your girl Kubi Springer. Today's show is sponsored by Big Jam Studios, Be Green 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 and She Builds Brands. If you just joined us, child, the show's nearly finished. Where have you been? You can watch this show back, of course, on all the W's, Kubi.tv, or you can watch it back on our YouTube channel. So I'm joined by some amazing ladies, and we're into the segment now called Ask Kubi. This segment is where we basically look at some of the questions you've been sending in and we answer them for you. And I'm going to do that with some of the ones that are on Instagram as well as some of the ones that you sent in previously. So let me, ladies, first of all go to Instagram. Faith Fashionista. Don't we just love that handle? I like that. Okay, she said, should I continue with my manufacturers for now, even though they're both in China and Italy, or should I wait till it dies down? What do we think?
I think you need to speak to them. I think you've got to speak to them and say, what's realistic? Can they bring your supply over in time? Is that going to affect timelines? I think if you're having a business which has overseas manufacturers, look at what's happening with flights being delayed, shipping, cargo, because I think they're actually going to be halted. So therefore, I think you need to make a contingency plan. Speak to them, find out what's happening with your airlines and shipping, and then make a decision.
I think contingency planning is everything.
Yeah, the open mind and looking at other options. Very important.
Yeah.
Very
And
important.
in your contingency plan, I mean, it asks you key questions like what would be the risk of being able to move from one supplier to the other? You know, what are things like the new payment terms with the new supplier?
Some people are tied to suppliers.
Some people are tied to suppliers. What is it? How's it going to impact your cash flow? You know, is your new supplier going to be asking you for X amount up front? Or, you know, I think that you need to do a contingency plan around this.
Pen and paper. Get on the pen and paper, that is.
And it's also about the demand, right, as well. Like what's currently happening? Are you seeing a bit of slowdown in your business? Can you actually take a slower route? Do you need to kind of bulk buy or go crazy? Because if demand is slowing down, it doesn't matter where you get the product from. If no one's buying it, that's a whole lot of risk you're sitting on.
Absolutely. So a lot of products is sitting there not being sold.
Exactly, which in itself, and depending what, I'm guessing it's fashion by the handle.
Yes.
But on what you're selling, that actually the depreciation on those assets is actually far more riskier than when you're getting them from if the demand isn't there in the first place. So you kind of have to balance it on as well.
Absolutely.
Can you afford right now just to take a bit slower and get it back in when everything picks up?
Absolutely.
So.
And I think also on that note, also look at your sales strategy. Because you might say, a lot of people, and Jeanette, you talked about fixed mindset earlier. A lot of people are like, well, this is what I sell at. I heard somebody say the other day, well, I'm a speaker and I get paid this amount and that's it. Child, when they're cancelling your speaking gigs.
Exactly. I know.
Like, you know, right? I mean, we talked about this off air. Like all of my corporate speaking gigs internationally have been cancelled because of flights. So at that point, you need to look at really thinking about your sales strategy and what are some price points that you can afford to play with. You might get lower profit margins, but you know, at the end of the day, you're still selling. Go ahead.
No, I've lost my train of
so
thought there.
sorry,
That's all right, but I agree with you. Yeah, you've got to look at, okay, if everything's getting cancelled, if you've got services, you've got to relook at how you're possibly doing business. For me, I'm starting to relook at how can I do remote sort of trainings.
Yes.
And I'm having to learn it as well. I'm not afraid to say that. I normally like in front, delivering, doing pitches and doing face-to-face. I can't do that at the moment. And I also don't know how long this is going to last because a lot of businesses are actually saying, well, we're not too sure if we can take on the business even in the next few months. So I need to now do it really remotely. Price point will change, format will change. I need to learn something new.
But I would say collaboration on that. Because I think one of the things that's really important in this time is to collaborate. I don't necessarily think all small businesses have the time to learn a new skill. So collaborate with someone who already has it. Collaborate with a videographer and say, I'm going to give you this service if you give this to me. Or let's collaborate and create a new product or service together and make money. Do we agree?
Yeah. Shout out. Giving me,
call me, I need you. Just like, I need a videographer. All right, another question that came in a little bit earlier. That question is, Kubi and gang. I love the fact that it's Kubi and gang. Gang. It's official. How do you feel we can get over the fear? Are there things that you all do to get over it on a day-to-day basis? I currently work on my own and I'm worried I'm going to be even more isolated.
That is a worry, isolation, isn't it? The same as a lot of our customers, they come for the rapport, for the crowd, for the laugh. You don't know what their home life is like, so you create an atmosphere. So that is one to worry about. But if you are worried, you need to speak out. You need to reach out to someone close to you.
Reach out is really important. I think this is not the time to. If you suffer from social anxiety or other or fear of being isolated, like I can't sit still, as Kubi knows. And for me, being at home, what I've realised is that I'm starting to give myself a schedule. So I know that when I'm not working or when I'm not doing work things, I've got things that are fun to do. Maybe not to do with other people, but I don't know, paint the walls, clear out things that I haven't done, just to keep myself occupied. But a schedule really, really is helping me. Otherwise, I'm sitting there and thinking, I'm so bored.
And also maybe create a virtual lunchtime. Like this has just come to my head, right? Okay, I know I'm wacky and out there, but if you're used to having lunch maybe at 1 o'clock, maybe create a YouTube or a Facebook group and be like, let's do a virtual lunchtime together. So you're not feeling so isolated.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a nice idea.
I think that's a really cool idea.
Nice.
Virtual high fives because we're not allowed to touch. Okay, one more question. Let's keep going. This question has come and they've said, I want to stay anonymous. I feel like my business is going to collapse during this time. Do I just stop and try something new or do I plod along? Man.
Depends what the business is.
It's a tough one, isn't it? But my advice would just be to keep going, but once again, have an idea for something else at the same time. There's nothing stopping you thinking of the worst, but running with the best.
Yeah.
Multiple channels.
Yeah, someone said plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah,
Go on, you were going to say.
And I think as well, nobody knows. Like nobody has a clue. We don't know how long it will last. So don't throw everything out just yet.
Yeah.
Because this could be everything, or this could be something that actually we cope with better than we think we're going to. We all thought that we were going to be terrible when we hosted the Olympics, and actually we did quite well. But you know what I mean? I think it's give us a little bit of credit that I think we should be able to come to something that works for people. It may not be our normal right now, but it'll be a new normal, and that still might work.
I like that idea of thinking about what is your new normal.
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest advice to this person would be in alignment with you guys. Don't throw it out, but do diversify. Do maybe get on a virtual call with some trusted colleagues, some trusted friends in business, and do a virtual brainstorm around your business, right? And just look at what are the new ways that you can offer the same thing, but have a new normal. I think that's really, really important. Don't be on your own. We don't have to go through this alone.
And if you
that's
have
critical.
really good customers, everybody has their favorite customers. You can ask your customers.
Yes.
Ask your trusted customers who repeat purchase from you. Just say, hey, look, we're struggling. You always buy your scarves from us or whatever. What would you say we should do at this time? What do you feel like? Are you going to need us? And actually, your customers sometimes will come with the best things that you've never even
I think
thought
that's so important. I always believe that the businesses that are winning at the moment are the ones that have the relationship. And that is pure relationship, isn't it?
Yes.
Going back and forth and not being so arrogant as saying that we know better, we're giving to you, but actually it's both driving something for a common party.
And they have to remember they're not alone. Yeah. We are all in the same boat.
That's why
it
you
doesn't
can
matter
just be
whether
open.
you're selling alcohol, food, whatever you're doing online, flying to different countries, we're in it together. We're not alone. So we have to work together.
I want to close with this little bit of advice, which is A, remember we're not alone. B, talk to your customers. C, use technology. And D, collaborate with the lunchtime virtual drinks happening that Jeanette's going to supply globally.
I'll bring my sandwich and she'll bring the drink.
Absolutely. Ladies, I want to thank you so much for coming on to our first Boss Squad show. Big round of applause to you.
And to you.
And also a really big round of applause to Nadine Goodin, who's a representative from one of our sponsors, Be Green, Green, Green. Now, guys, if you've enjoyed this show, spread the word, okay? Let people know about the Boss Squad show. My team and I have created it for you. And also let us know what you want us to cover. What sort of topics you want us to talk about? What sort of, products do you want us to review? So let us know, because this is your show. I'm going to finish off by saying to you, if you have not downloaded the COVID-19 Small Business Survivor Pack and you're running a small business or you're a freelancer, and I want to encourage you to do it. Plus, I want to join you, or you to join me and me to join you, for our online mentoring that's taking place for the whole of this week. I'm not charging any extra money for doing this, right? If you're a member of the Boss Squad, this is free to you, okay? Free, you know the F word? Free, okay? It's free to you. I want to do this because I recognize, as we've all said on this panel, that we're all on this and people are feeling scared, and I want to support you on the journey. So every single day, until whenever we decide we don't need to do it anymore, at 1 o'clock in your membership hub, join me, 1 o'clock UK time, for everybody who's international, UK time, join me, and I'm going to mentor you through the process, and I'll be bringing experts into the hub to support you on the journey. Until then, remember to build your dreams, shape your destiny, do not panic, be strategic, and own it. Thanks so much for watching.
They say it's time to hang up your shoes. But history has taught us there's more to gain than lose. The past is the past, whether good or bad. So push back your shoulders, stand fast. You gotta stand fast. I won't give up, I'll keep fighting. I won't give out, I'll keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. Yeah. They say you're too old or you're too young, but you're more than a conqueror. Your time has come. You may feel unwanted, no place to belong. I've come to tell you, you're a champion. Stay strong. There's nothing to hide. Don't be ashamed. Just look into the mirror. You've been fearfully made. Break the walls of silence. Let your voice be heard. Take your rightful place. Learn to live these words. I will never give up. I'll keep on fighting. Oh, never give out. Keep on fighting. Oh, and I'm gonna move on in and keep on fighting. I know you can make it, yeah, yeah. Never give out. Keep